This is the Jae Choe Show, brought to you by Karate Beyond. Discipline, focus, confidence. KarateBeyond.com. Let's begin.
There was Bill O'Reilly did a sensationalism news inside edition type show on network television, and there was an outtake that was done where he was like really upset. I think he was like not getting his lines right, or something like one of the producers, where they were having an argument, and he goes, "Screw it, we're gonna do it live. We're gonna do it live!" And then he would freak out, and then he'd say the final segment into the camera, and then he just ripped off his mic and just got up and he stormed off.
Yes.
Right? He was totally like lost it.
Yeah.
I wish I could find that and show it to you, because it just, like you see these like really composed people like giving the news. And what was it? Did you see the one where
news bloopers are the best too?
News bloopers are the best, right? And like there was one where some CNN correspondent, I want to say it was a CNN correspondent, where he was working out of his home office, and in the background you see a door open, and this little toddler in one of those toddlers sit down, and it kind of helps cart them around because they're not able to walk yet.
Yes.
And he's like this, and here comes this lady like running and sliding in, pulling the thing and like closing the door, and they're like, it's live television.
Story of our life.
And the not on the funny part. I guess this is not funny, but some people assumed because because the lady was Asian that it was like the maid or like the nanny.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
But no, that was his wife.
That was his wife.
But like people's thoughts are like that's, I guess it's not racist.
No.
It's not. What would you call that? You display your biases based on what you say. It's not. I don't think that could be construed as racism, because the CNN correspondent is Caucasian. And and he was like in a suit and tie.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows? He could have his boxer shorts on underneath the table, but
especially nowadays, that's like the world we're living in. Zoom, everything.
Yeah. And then here comes this
Asian
lady in the background, like pulling a baby out of the camera shot.
Yeah.
And some people are like, "Ooh, that's racist. How dare you think that that person couldn't be his wife," or something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, why did we even get on that?
Bill O'Reilly composed. And
right. Okay. All right. Yeah. So let's get to it. Jae Choe Show, episode 10. Damn it. 106 or 7. Oh, did it again.
We'll go with 107.
107? Okay, all right. I'm here with Miss Jill Green. Welcome, lady. How are you?
Thank you. I'm doing well. Honored to be on this show.
Yeah.
Exciting.
Why did I invite you on the show? Other than that, you're like a really nice person, and I had your husband on, but I see your social media presence, and what fascinates me about your social media presence is a lot of what you do for your work, and how it's geared to a very specific audience. Seems like, or your friends, or your acquaintances, and what have you.
Yeah.
And then I saw that you're a part of Arbonne. Is it Arbonne?
Yep.
Correct. Okay. I don't know much about Arbonne.
Yeah.
But I remember seeing friends or friends of friends' parents when I was a kid, seeing like Mary Kay, and what were the other ones? There were like some really big ones, like Amway. Amway was a big one, right? And then what are some other ones to a lesser extent, like even essential oil things, right? Like what is it? Oh, geez, what is that company called? doTERRA.
Living, yeah.
Right. So there's a lot of these companies who the business is built upon people that work from home, that don't retain an office per se, but sell product, correct? And there's a marketing method to getting this merchandise, this product out there.
Yeah.
And you look like you're absolutely rocking it.
Aw, thanks.
With, I don't know. It just seems like you're doing really well with that. Given, of course, the pandemic.
Sure.
Right? And it made me think that, okay, a lot of the people that are like work at home and perhaps are part of things like Arbonne probably are doing okay. Because they never had to have an office to begin with anyway.
Yeah. You know, kind of rewinding the story even to like Arbonne and then tying in social media. So never in a million years did I think like I would be a part of a company like this, and I put quotes like that, you know, in the network marketing world, just was not on my radar, completely uninterested. And my background was in church ministry since I was 18 years old, and I worked at a Christian university here in Lakeland, Florida. And so anyways, when I first started my business, I really didn't even want to use my social media platform for it, because I was like worried, you know, the fear of like, what are people going to think? And then especially being a part of like the church community, it wasn't really a big thing. And there are certain stigmas around network marketing companies and all of that. And so really from the beginning, and where I'm at in this stage of my business is I would be foolish to not use my social media to some degree for my business. But I still want to stick true to who I was when I started, which is I want my social media platform to be a place that adds value to other people's lives. It's like probably a huge part of why you do this podcast and just what we do as leaders. We want to add value to other people. And so I try to use my social media more of that, like take more of that approach to it, but still let people know how I use the products that I share, because I use everything that I share. And so, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the stigma, the negative connotation, if you will, behind like Amway.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That was like a big deal for a while where, I mean, are they still around? They're still around,
They're
right?
still around, yeah. I've actually met someone recently who sells Amway. And, you know, it's hard because there is a negative connotation for a reason. Like, there are people who do it wrong. Like, I'm sure, I mean, I can't really say in Arbonne because I, like, love our company and our culture and our home office and our values and all of that. But, you know, probably, I'm sure, just for lack of knowledge or training or whatever, but there are people who do it wrong, which is the approach of, you know, just connecting with people for the purpose of the sale and, you know, and all of that. But there are people who do it right. And even in those other companies, you know, that...
I mean, that's the fear, right?
Yeah.
Like, the fear is that your friend, your buddy...
100%.
...is now part of, like, an MLM, right? Multi-level marketing company, and like, oh, damn it, now they're gonna push product on
100%.
me, and I gotta turn them down. I gotta buy something periodically, you know. I gotta hook it up.
Yes, and that is, and for me, who like both Terry and me, like our whole life is about people, and it always has been, and so that was a big fear of mine, and not that I had some crazy big reputation or anything like that, but when I first started my business, that was like my fear of like, A, what are people going to think of me? B, what if I fail? You know, those are like the two biggest fears of anything, not just holding us back from something like an MLM, but anything, you know, fear of what people are going to think and fear of failure. And, but what I found is that when you there is a difference. Like if you are somebody who, excuse me, is a salesy, like push on people person, there might be other areas in your life where you are known that way, where I found when I started my business, I genuinely tried to do it in an authentic way, and that's how I would live my life, you know, outside of it.
It was like really low key.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think you've ever pushed product on me, by the way.
Yeah. That's a fail on my part. I need to get it in your hands. No, I will bring you some stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and you know, part of me feels like, well, you know, there's like a used car salesy, like you said, there's a wrong way to go about it.
Sure. Yeah.
Right. But what's the difference between pimping out Arbonne versus pimping out life insurance?
Totally.
Or, you know, pimping out a dojo.
Totally.
Like, what's the difference?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, the difference is that, is it authentic? Is it really coming from the heart, or are you looking for the dollar?
Yeah.
Right? That is like and you can tell
Totally.
You can tell when someone is like, oh, they're just trying to be friends with me so that they can, give me a insurance policy or trying to sell me some, some oil or something, or, get my kid to come to the dojo or something.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, there's a way to go about it. It seems like you've kind of found the way.
Yeah, I like to hope so. There may be people that I've reached out to that, haven't felt that way, but I can say, like, I really haven't had any negative interactions with people since I've started my business, and but I have had team members who have, and I try to coach them through that process, and I have some team members who are great. An example, one of the girls on my team, someone just responded really nasty towards her. It was somebody she hadn't talked to for a long time. She reached out to her, wanted to connect, and she had responded and said, we haven't talked in years, and you're reaching out to me to share this, about this product, yada, yada. And my friend just so gracefully responded and was like, I'm so sorry that I made you feel that way. One of my favorite things about this business is the fact that I've been able to reconnect with people that I haven't talked to in years, but that is never my intention. So there's a way to even respond to those people. And one of my pastors, in Washington State, he would always say, sometimes we have to be understanding while being misunderstood until people understand.
That's nice.
And, and sometimes people won't ever understand, and that's okay, and so, but no, it is awesome. And then I really try to be a champion of people in anything that they're doing, right? When we cheer people on or we encourage people in what they're doing, the chances of them encouraging us are, one and the same. And I think that sometimes we have to remember, we don't know what the price that people are paying for what they're pursuing, it's hard work. You wouldn't think, sometimes when people are like, what do you do? I'm like, what do I do? But I know I work really hard, it's hard work, late nights, early mornings, all those things. And so in the same way, someone launching like a brick and mortar business, that is so celebrated, and it should be, in the same way that someone pursuing something.
Very nice.
Yeah.
I saw a quote, and I don't know if this is real, and it was supposedly from Elon Musk, and the quote was something like, instead of throwing bridal showers, we should be throwing new business showers.
Yeah.
So the whole bridal shower things, you're celebrating someone getting married or
a baby shower.
Baby shower. Baby shower. That's probably, I think that was the not bridal shower, but you're buying all this stuff for this baby on the way. But I'm like, man, that's even better to do a business shower.
That's so good. Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yes.
Right? This should be a thing here in Lakeland. It's like someone has an idea, and it's like not a fly by night idea,
right?
But legitimately, they are going to make this business happen, and people, like friends, should kind of pool their resources and help them.
Yes, it's a great idea. I love that.
It's a great idea.
Yeah,
I think we should do that.
I do too. I think businesses are our babies. They need attention and all of that. Yeah.
I don't know why we were going on that route, but I thought Arbonne and people that are working from home, that have always worked from home, have probably been doing well.
Yeah.
Right. With, the circumstances surrounding the pandemic. Wouldn't you say?
I mean, I'm sure it varies. I think I'm so grateful. We're so blessed during the pandemic to be able to do as well as we did throughout the year. And, the end of the year got a little bit slower, but we can see it, picking back up. And for us, a lot of what I was doing already was virtual, because I have team members out of state, out of country, things like that. And so I was used to that. Now I'm a little bit zoomed out, but it was nice that was already, one of the platforms we were operating under. The
incentives that you get from Arbonne look pretty epic, by the way.
Oh.
Can we talk about that?
Yeah, we can, and I can give a disclaimer that results may vary, and only 2% of our company achieve this level. That's my disclaimer.
2%?
2%.
No way.
Yeah.
Because I'm talking trips and rides. Can I talk about that?
You can, yes. And they're awesome. They really are. Like, we're super taken care of and rewarded for our work in
Performance.
Yep. And what's crazy is that's not even the best part. But yes, we can for sure talk about them.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying. It's like, hey, it pays to be a winner, right? At Arbonne.
Yeah. So we have basically, there's 4 management levels in the company. So I'm at the third of 4 management levels, so which is called regional vice president. And then that's the top 2%. National vice president's the top 1%. So mark my words, 2021 MVP. That's the goal. And so as a regional vice president, we earn what's called a Mercedes-Benz Achiever Award. So we actually, Arbonne is 40 years old, and from the beginning, our founder, he partnered with Mercedes, and we're their largest fleet partner. So it has to be white, and it has to be a Mercedes, and we get to pick it out. And
How come you didn't choose an AMG? How come Arbonne is not hooking it up with the AMG? I'm talking E-Class,
Oh my gosh.
E63S.
Okay.
604 horsepower right up.
Oh my gosh, you're a car guy.
Arbonne, you need to hook it up. You guys are slacking, all right?
No, thankfully we get to actually pick out our car. So the way it works is we get a cash award that's paid to us monthly, and then we get to choose the car that we want, and whatever the price difference is in what we get and what our car payment is, we get to keep. So I was like, I want something.
Get a G-Wagon.
They're pretty. They're pretty. I will say that. Maybe.
They drive terribly.
They do.
They just look really nice.
They do look nice. Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I totally kid.
Yeah.
So, how did you find this job?
Yeah.
I mean, like, did someone like approach you and say, hey, this is what I'm doing? You'd probably be all right with it.
Yeah. So actually, one of my really great friends, one of my best friends now, she was in my life group at our church for like 4 years, and she had tried to introduce me to it, but when I tell you I was so uninterested and closed off, like it was like in one ear out the other. And she had asked me so many times to like join a healthy happy hour is what we call them virtually, and I was like,
healthy happy hour.
Healthy happy hour. Yeah.
God, that sounds so boring.
Okay, we're open for ideas. I'm open for ideas. So, anyways, I jumped on and
you see my liquor cabinet, right?
Oh my god.
I'm totally kidding.
No.
Okay, go ahead.
But so she invited me, and I literally remember like turning my video on and like turning my video off, cleaning my house. But I was like, I have to be on. She's asked me so many times, so that's how uninterested I was. And then I had my own health stuff. This was probably, I don't even know how many years later after that, and I went to her and I was like, okay, what is this thing? Like, I need to do something for my health. Like, I was even going to the doctor and things like that. So
what were the things that you were in?
It wasn't any significant like health things, but I was like abnormally fatigued. So like thought I was pregnant again because I was like, this doesn't make sense. I was so tired all the time, and then I was getting migraines like every day, and I'd never had migraines before. And so did the program as a client and just had amazing results. I was like, I'm a believer in this. And my brother and sister-in-law are like huge health freaks. They live up in the Northwest, like super, super healthy. They've been trying to tell me this stuff like, for forever. And
are they on Arbonne?
No, they're not. No. Yeah.
But okay, so you took you did a program.
Yep, which is like we have a 30 days healthy living program, and it's really focused on nutrition. So it's, we're not this magic pill, magic formula. We really coach sustainable healthy living through nutrition. And then we have products that can help supplement, or products that help people get on track or support
Give me an
performance.
example, and is it like tailored to the individual, or is it just like a one size fits all program?
So generally speaking, it's like a one size fits all, but we have clients who come to us and they might say like, I don't want to drop weight, I want to add weight. So then we can like tweak things, but there is a general framework to the program.
Right. Yeah, and prior to the pandemic, and I think people are getting more keen on supplementation because of the pandemic.
Yeah.
It's amazing how now doctors are saying, Yeah, you need your vitamin D.
Yeah.
You need to take your vitamins.
And you're like support your immune system.
Right,
you're
right.
Like,
Versus
yes.
like prior to that, they're like, hey, you don't need any of that.
Yeah.
You don't need any of that stuff.
Yeah.
Because I take like 13 different vitamins a day.
Wow.
It's almost like, why am I doing this? Like, this is too much.
Yeah.
You know, it's all going to go out
I
the same
hate
place anyway.
swallowing
Like,
pills.
Yeah.
We have multivitamin powder, so you can put it in your shakes.
All right. So yeah, people didn't really think much about taking vitamin D, and even and I'm finding now, because I do so much of it, that the daily allowances or the daily values that they have on those labels, those nutritional fact labels, they don't even make a dent in you.
Yeah.
Right? You have to take like a lot more than they say what the normal daily value is, or whatever, for like, for instance, vitamin D. Right?
You're teaching me here, so.
Hey, I just learned this stuff.
Yeah.
So vitamin D was like, D3, 1,000 IUs, and you think 1,000 IUs, dang, that's a lot, right?
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Nothing.
5,000 is barely making a dent. I do 10.
So does that mean you take 10 pills?
No, there's like a gel
5,000.
cap that's like 10,000 IUs.
Okay.
And you just pop one of those in the morning.
Okay.
And that people are like, oh, if you take too much vitamin D, man, it's gonna mess with your heart, etc. They're like, yeah, but what condition are you in going into getting all the supplementation?
Yeah.
And so like one doc that I know of, he does 50,000
Wow.
IUs.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
No joke. But then you look at the guy and you're like, man, you're
great.
old. I mean, you're old. Like, you're old.
Yeah.
But you look fantastic.
Yeah.
For being that old.
Yes. It's amazing what happens when you like take care of yourself.
Right. Okay. So you went on the program with Arbonne, and you felt great immediately, or like just eventually you felt better?
Yeah. Within the first 30 days, within the first week, I noticed my symptoms starting to change that I was struggling with personally. And
were you on a vegetarian diet?
No, I wasn't actually. It's an option, so we're vegan friendly because all of our products are vegan certified, non-GMO, gluten free, all of those things. We don't have any artificial colors, flavors, sweeteners, all of that. And a big thing too, because a lot of people are like, well, what sets us apart from Herbalife? There's tons of other companies out there, and we abide by the European Union standards. So US standards versus European Union standards are astronomically different. I think here in the US we ban 20, 25, might even be generous, ingredients in terms of what we allow into supplements, hair care products, skincare products, things like that, whereas the European Union bans 1,400. And then we ban over 2,000.
There's a lot of stuff that the United States gets away with putting into their quote-unquote food.
Yeah, it's bad.
Because you look at for instance, Pillsbury Doughboy has the cinnamon rolls, the cinnamon buns. You got the tube, you got to twist the tube, make the pop, and then you divvy out onto the tray, right? You put it, pop it in the oven, you have cinnamon buns. I tasted one the other day and I was like, this doesn't feel like the cinnamon buns of old.
Yeah.
It doesn't taste like.
Yeah.
Or unless my taste buds changed,
which could very
well have happened. But when I remember having okay, here's another example: McDonald's. Getting a McDonald's hamburger today, and I haven't had one in years, by the way.
Yeah,
I haven't had McDonald's in so long. It's brilliant. Not by choice. Well, by choice. I still miss the fries. I just don't, I don't feel good when I eat a McDonald's hamburger. So when I was a kid having a McDonald's in the 80s, right? McDonald's hamburgers, they haven't quite reached that processed level yet.
Yeah.
It's getting there.
Yeah.
But not quite there. And so when you have bitten into a hamburger, you're like, that's delicious.
Yeah.
Right, a hamburger. And then now, fast forward to having a hamburger at McDonald's, you eat it and you're like, this is cardboard.
Yeah.
This can't be meat.
I know.
It tastes like meat. It's like you're full in my mouth. You're full in my mouth. That it's supposed to be meat and bun, whatever. But it's not it. Other than the pickle. The pickle's probably real. Yeah. Right? But everything else is not real.
I think. Oh yeah. I know what we can put into our bodies, and it's not a shaming thing. I mean,
It's not, no.
like, I was the person that was like, I'll watch, what was that documentary that they did on McDonald's, Super Size Me. I was like, oh, I'll watch it and I'll go eat McDonald's right after this. Like, that stuff doesn't affect me. Like, I ate like garbage. So I get it, but when you realize it impacts like the way you feel, which then impacts the way you live, which then impacts your family, like, it's a game changer.
Some people, hey, they can eat McDonald's and they're good to go. Michael Phelps, the Olympic swimmer, right? He could eat like tens of thousands of calories of McDonald's and still be good, right? I guess it's the way you're built. But prior to like cutting McDonald's cold turkey, I feel like some sort of addict. Cutting McDonald's cold turkey. I would get halfway through the meal and immediately start feeling nauseous. I was like, oof. It's not good. Like I can't finish this. Right. But I'm conflicted because like it tastes so good. Yet I don't feel very good.
I know.
Like, what's wrong with me? Right. It's like throw the McDonald's out the door. But yeah. So like fast food wise, they should like list what indeed is inside, like candy. You look at a candy, the kids, your kids, my kids, they all eat candy, right? It's unavoidable, they're kids, I don't get the candy. But you look at the wrapper, and you see the list of all the stuff, and it's not junk. I mean, it's chemicals, right? Some of it's good, some of it's like, hey, what is that? That doesn't sound good at all, right? They should probably do the same for like a McDonald's burger. Like the pink goo that transformed into the meat. We should probably know what exactly that is. It's the Beyond Meat, right?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I'm
going off the deep end with the nutrition thing.
No.
Anyway. So you and Terry are from Washington State.
Yep.
And you guys moved here not really all that long ago.
Well,
you guys and a bunch of other Christian people. What in the world did you guys decide to do up there? You guys are like up in the northwest in the cold, and it's rainy and soggy, and
oh man,
and you're like,
don't remind me.
Man, let me go to the other side of the country. Get warm.
No, it's crazy that we have lived here for 9 years. Well, myself 9 years. Terry, June will be 9 years. Fun fact, I don't think he talked about this, but Terry proposed to me 7 days before I moved to Florida. So
he did say that. He also gave me some other accounts too that were hilarious, by the way.
Okay, I need to go back and listen. I listened to it, but I can't recall. Oh Lord. But yeah, so we moved here. There was like a handful of us at first, and then slowly but surely more friends from the Northwest have come down. But I got a job at Southeastern University, so I don't know if you know Andrew Gard. He and his wife Christine.
I had Andrew on the show.
You did?
He's a heck of a player, tennis player too. I see him on the courts every now and again.
He's an athlete. He's he's really good at everything he does. So
good-looking guy. Good-looking guy, that Andrew Gard.
He and his wife are the best.
With the Terry and Andrew with the shaved heads. You have to be a good-looking person in order to pull that off. Right? Because if I tried to pull that off, I got Chromag in my genes. Did you know that I'm 98% more Neanderthal than other humans on the planet?
No, I did not know that.
It's true.
Oh my god.
I'm really proud of that fact now. Like that explains a lot.
Oh my gosh.
But anyway, so Andrew, right.
So he got hired at Southeastern University as the campus pastor. So a few of us were close to him and his wife, and so he brought a few of us down, hired us there, and so we've been here since. And like Terry and I talk about all the time, we feel like Lakeland is home, like where we grew up. We love it. Like I'm like, please, I never want to leave here. I love it. I could live here. Forever.
I mean, you say that because you didn't grow up here.
Because
if you grew up
it's
here,
true.
If you grew up here in the 90s, you're like, God, I gotta get out.
No, I love the sun. I'm like, I was made for this. Like the summer doesn't bother me. I love it.
Right. Okay. All right. So Gray City, correct? No.
Yep.
Well, Andrew's got Grace City Church.
Yep.
Are you guys going Grace City?
No, so Andrew and his wife Christina, they're pastors at Grace City. My best friends there, like we have tons of friends there. But Terry and I go to Highland Park Church off of Lakeland Highlands. So we were actually all going to Highland Park Church when we were all on staff at Southeastern. And then right before I had Carter, who Carter is at Karate Beyond, I was pregnant with him and I got offered a job at Highland Park. So I started working there and we really just grew roots there, and it's our home and our kids are plugged in there. And so I think that there were times where people expected that we would go to Grace City because all of our friends...
that's on my mind, and I'm sure people listening to this like, how come you're not in Grace City then? What's going on? You know?
No, it was just we really felt God, just calling us to Highland Park and to serve that community, and it's become family to us too. So now we have 2 big families.
Cool. All right. Right on. There's so many churches in town.
There are a lot of churches.
I mean,
a lot of awesome churches.
And here I am. I'm agnostic. I think. Mm-hmm. I don't know what I am. But I mean, like everywhere I turn in the city is like church. Why do we have so many churches in Lakeland? You can't possibly fit everyone on a Sunday in the amount of churches that we have in this city. But apparently,
Yeah, I think, to kind of give a comparison, maybe it'll be a similar comparison. We have so many gyms in the city, and, a lot of people, different kinds of gyms, maybe. Not as many as churches, but different gyms work for different people, and people have their preferences. Anybody could work out anywhere, and
but these churches are huge.
Yeah,
we're talking gymnasium-sized plus churches with multiple buildings on the same lot.
Yeah,
like what's going on?
Yeah,
where did you get the money for all this? They can't be passing around the tithe? No. Mm-hmm. Oh. See, I have it.
Tithes.
And
baskets.
Yeah. Oh, man. Oh, did you know that I got baptized 3 times?
No.
As a kid.
What were you raised in a church?
My folks tried. They tried. No. My neighborhood church, Sundays would roll around, and my old neighborhood I grew up as a little kid, Sunday morning, unlike a Saturday morning, it was like crickets outside.
Yeah.
I'm like, where did everybody go?
Yeah.
And then at around a certain time in the afternoon, they'd be back. Mm-hmm. Everybody. And I'm like, hey, what are you guys doing?
Yeah.
On a Sunday. And they're like, go to church. I'm like, what? Okay. And so I went to the church off of Edgewood and Balfour, but it was a different church then.
Okay.
And I think that was the first place I got baptized. I don't even know if they got my parents' permission.
Yeah.
Quite honestly.
You're like, I want to get baptized.
You go immigrant kid.
Yeah.
Put some water.
Immigrant kid.
And so,
oh my gosh.
I think I got baptized there first, and then that wasn't. I guess that didn't take, because when my parents got into a church, I think it was like in Tampa. And I got baptized there one time. I want to say that happened too.
Yeah.
And then like one more random time after that. There was like different churches. They all.
That is so funny. Was it like a your choice thing? Or?
No.
That's weird.
Look. like how?
How old were you?
Old enough not to know whether or not I had a choice in it.
Yeah. Yeah. So we wouldn't.
Or young enough to not know I had a choice in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So anyway, so that's like my, and I grew up or I went to school where it is now Geneva Classical, I'm going to say is Geneva or Highlands Christian.
Yeah.
Right there on Lakeland Highlands, and it used to be Temple Christian School.
Okay.
Like way back when, like in old school Lakeland, I remember Temple Christian, so I remember that as well. Yeah. But yeah. They tried to put the holy water on me.
Yeah.
It must have singed right off.
No, that's not true. Not true. Oh.
Okay. Getting back to it. I'm going to ask you this question that I ask anybody or everybody that comes to the show. What do you want? What do you, Jill Green, want?
Yeah. I want to live a life of impact, first in our home and, impacting in a positive way, of course, my family. And I want to impact the people that I'm in contact with and the people that are in my community. And I think that is like impact is the word that I've kind of clung to, and adding value, like I mentioned earlier, that's something Terry and I are super, super passionate about. So that's what I want. Okay. And of course, there are many things that stream down from that, and different ways that I believe we can make an impact on the lives of other people and in our home and things like that. But
yeah, you guys are, you and Terry are pretty positive couple. Mm-hmm. Like Terry's got this energy, right?
Yeah, he does.
It's like, if I didn't know better, they'd be like, you're a crazy guy. but you're actually like a really like nice and positive individual, and for you, I think you come off as kind of like calming, so calming in comparison to Terry, by the way.
It's so
and he's a heck of a golfer, by the way. Yeah. Like, he really surprised me on the golf course. I was like, dang, dude, you know how to strike the ball. Yeah. All right. But yeah, you guys are like two peas in a pod, but in a different way. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I thank you guys very much for being a part of the school and everything. Nice. Okay, so you want to be impactful. Mm-hmm. Right. But what do you want?
Like tangibly?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. One thing.
And don't be afraid to say it now.
Yeah, no. Yeah. It's okay. Trust me, I've envisioned. Okay, one practical thing that I want, that I fully believe like we will have, is I want a house or condo on a Florida beach. That is like one of the things. I love the beach. I want it to be a place that, our friends and family and people in ministry can use as a place of retreat. And so that is one thing. That's like 5 year, maybe sooner.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. One thing that I want when you ask me.
Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, house on the beach. Right on. Why not?
Yeah.
Absolutely, you should have that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anything else?
Specifically right now, I really want land because I started a nonprofit last year and, officially became a approved 501c3. And so looking for land to build a house for this nonprofit. So
what's the nonprofit going to be about?
It's called Hope House, and it's going to be a home for first-time expectant moms who have chosen life for their baby, like amidst difficult circumstances. And it's going to be a place where we can serve these moms, where we can equip them and empower them. Like, that's another, goes along with impact. But I believe if we can equip people and empower them, their life could look completely different. So it's going to be a place that is excellent. A lot of things, thank God for government funded assistance and things like that, but a lot of those things you walk into and you're like, oh yeah, this looks like it's funded by the government. It's like low scale. Like, I want it to be excellent. I want them to get the best of the best training, and so that they could be a contributor into the community and feel equipped to raise a child. And so yeah, that's kind of a next big thing. So land is something that I want right now.
Okay, well, yeah, you and I are in the same boat, man. Yeah. I need some land.
Yeah.
We're running out of space in the dojo.
Yeah. Yes. You're gonna get it.
Yeah.
You will.
Gosh, it's just been. Everyone thinks it's the, $2.5 million listing all throughout Lakeland right now. Commercial. Yeah. Like, come on, guys.
Yeah, come on.
Come on.
You never know. Yeah, you never know. I'm gonna be praying for that.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Anything else? Hey, where do you like to eat in town?
Oh my gosh. Okay, this is like something that I love to talk about. I love food. And I was just talking the other day to one of my friends about Terry. Like, I don't know if you know this about Terry. He is as basic as it gets when it comes to food. Like, he's like, if we go to a restaurant and they don't have ranch, he's like, like, like that's how he is. And I love food. Like, I love trying new things. So right now, okay, there's so many places that I love in Lakeland right now. So I really love Eat Plenty at the Joinery and Sabu Ramen. I love Saigon. Miss Kim, who owns Saigon, is like the most amazing person. I'm super happy we got Eat Fresh, or So Fresh, excuse me. I love 1961. I love I don't know. I love food.
Yeah, there's really good go-to spots for everything now.
Yes.
Here in town, which is so
Cafe
fantastic.
Zupina is so good too.
Yeah.
Love it. Yeah.
Man.
Now I'm hungry.
Yeah. No, the Cafe Zupina. I eat everything, right?
Yeah.
Adventurous eater. That place is, man, this is so fresh.
It's so good.
Good
And
night,
it's like
so
cooked
fresh.
with love.
Yeah.
Like she cooks the food.
And they
so
insist on having that tiny building.
I know.
Why don't they just flip it, have the market
be-
on the other side
I
and then put
know. It's probably like what makes it so special, maybe for them. I don't know. But they're actually not doing dine-in still, so they're just to go right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's all these food spots in town that are,
Yeah, what's your favorite?
I don't have a favorite. I like it.
Okay, what are some
depending
of your
on
top?
what I'm in the mood for. If I want to go kind of on the fancy end in town, it's going to be like 61 or Scarpa's.
Yeah.
If I want like just a nice like hangout outside vibe, Red Door, that's a cool spot. If I need something like really quick, they have got healthy options, but I don't go for the healthy options ever. So I go, let's say for instance, like Good Time. Like I've been dying to try their new Nashville hot fried chicken sandwich.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I forget about Good Time.
Yeah. And then let's see, where else? I mean, Sabu. Yeah. I mean, you know what?
Good.
I'm so guilty. This is how much of a glutton I am. I get a bowl of ramen at Sabu.
This is me.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Keep
All right.
going.
But then I walk right next door to get the pizza.
Yes. Yeah.
And I'll get a full pie.
Yeah.
And then I have the ramen.
Yes.
And of course, I
100%.
intend on splitting it with my wife.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like where else? Where else? I mean, there's places that I'm just sleeping on right now, but everywhere. I love it all. Yeah.
Black and Brew, their library menu salad is so good.
Library menu
Or
salad.
their Black and Brew location at the library. They have a street corn Cobb salad, and it is so
really
good. It's one of my favorite salads in Lakeland.
All right. Shout out to MacArthur.
Yeah.
Let's see. What else? I don't know. That's it. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you
This
for
was a lot of
having
fun.
me. Yes.
Yeah. How can people find you? Whether it's the Arbonne thing or
Yes, I love connecting with people regardless what it's about. Instagram at green_Jillian, green like the color, or on Facebook.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to the Jae Choe Show. Brought to you by Karate Beyond. Discipline, focus, confidence. KarateBeyond.com.